Hi, Geminis. How are y'all doing? My name is Marlissa. This is that Word from Mars Tarot, and I'm here today to do your July predictions. If you like it here, if you love it here, please like the video so other Geminis, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, and Rising can see this video, and also subscribe. All right. So, Gemini. Where to start? Where to start? Oh, also, I'm going to be using this new deck. It's called the Awakened Soul. I am going to read from it. I feel like I'm going to read 2 out of 3 of your cards and just revisit one because one of the cards did come out in the previous reading. Because it's a new deck, I don't know all the meanings, and sometimes I'm intuitively telling you how I feel, but I really like this book. So what I'm seeing is, Gemini, if you have been experiencing, if you were experiencing any financial loss or changes, I feel like there is more balance coming into that area this month. Some of you may be tapping in more into your materials, but then also spiritually as well. So I'm seeing material and spiritual prosperity, and that there is going to be more of a balance between, the both of them. I also just got the more you are grateful, right? The more you are engaging in spirit and even saying thank you to spirit, right? Of course, when you are having a tough time, that is showing, this was in my Bible lesson, that's going to show you having more faith. All right. And when we're grateful, even while we're experiencing loss or pain or transitions, we're rewarded for that, So some of you may be coming into some material and spiritual prosperity this month. All right. There's some sort of emotional loss. All right. So I don't know if you have a loved one that has passed away, if it's the anniversary of that, if there's going to be a relationship that you're having to let go of, or, somebody let you go, Gemini. I was about to say Scorpio. The 2 signs that I do see here are Scorpio and Pisces. So if you have one of those placements or you're connected to, a Scorpio or Pisces, please watch those readings as well. By the time this video is posted, the Scorpio video will be posted, but the Pisces one may not be yet. All right. So yeah, you're experiencing some sort of emotional loss. And it is deep. It is something that you feel very deeply, but this emotional loss is guiding you through a transformation. All right. Sign of Scorpio. In traditional tarot, this card is known as the death card. So for some of you, you literally could be dealing with, a loved one passing away. But if not that, it's really just an old way of being. And when you're choosing to be new or do something new, Gemini, you got to let go of a previous version of yourself. That can be emotional too. We don't often talk about grieving oneself or grieving who we used to be. A family card came out here, and on the family card, somebody was pregnant. So Gemini, if you are pregnant, or you're choosing to be more intentional about embarking on that journey, some of you may be feeling that emotional loss. All right. Some of you may be feeling that emotional loss of who you were pre-pregnancy. All right. You have some options set out in front of you. I do not know what these options are, but it is something that impacts you emotionally. You're going to want to make sure you choose wisely. Okay. I also highly feel you may want to either, get a reading done, from somebody, or connect with your higher self, meditate and use your third eye, all right? Because as you see, her eyes are closed. Okay, so if her eyes are closed, then she's using her third eye and, her crown chakra to see things, all right? This card says intuition. So really pay attention to your choices and listen to your intuition more. Gemini, you guys are a more logical and mental sign versus emotional. So for some of you, you may want proof of something before acting on something, and that's not how intuition works. Your intuition strengthens every time you listen to it before having proof. All right? This is for sign of Pisces. You're going to want to use your intuition. There's something you may be keeping a secret from away from someone else. Someone may be coming to you with a secret, and you're having to like use your discernment on whether you want to say something to someone else or not. I don't know, but it's something here. Okay. I also see where you have been worried about what you have. That's coming up strongly this month. If you are a Gemini and you have an earth sign placement, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, I'm not surprised. All right. But, you know, there's something about this, the base chakra, the root chakra has come out. And this is about your safety, your shelter, your sustenance, your physical world, your finances. All right. So again, the mantra with this card is I have. So you may have some concerns about what you have, and or there's again something transforming in relation to, you know, your material world, because again, we had material and spiritual prosperity. So even if you have been experiencing like being a little low or whatever, there's some sort of change that's coming and taking place. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have love begins. In traditional tarot, this would be known as the Ace of Cups. So you have some sort of offer coming in, and it is going to come after a time period of transformation, you know, after, you know, chaos, and unexpected chaos at that or whatever, right? Because underneath the Love Begins card is the Disruption card, which is the Tower card, sign of Scorpio and Aries. Some of you, Gemini, may be offering something to someone after, you know, you go through a time period of, you know, transformation and your life being very disrupted. You may want another chance. All right. All right. Next set of cards. Ooh. I guess I'll go backwards. We have mantra. So, Gemini, it's no secret that y'all have wild mouths. It's no secret. And on top of having a wild mouth, you also have a chaotic mind. All right. That just is what it is, okay? Like, you're going to be very careful about your inner voice, your consciousness, how you're affirming yourself, okay? Those are the key words with this. Affirmation, consciousness, inner voice, alignment, okay? The shadow meaning of this card is negative self-talk, being unaware of your thoughts, being harsh with your words. So you want to make sure that you align your words with your positive reality. You want to use your words to create a positive reality, not a negative one, okay? So the personal reflections when it comes to this card are, what are some of the ways you can use your words more positively into your daily life? This card is all about like affirming yourself and being very mindful of your thoughts and your words, because even when you have negative thoughts, if you really dwell on them and you ruminate on those, you can turn those into like manifestations that now exist. So that card to me is telling you like, hey, be mindful of what you say, be mindful of your thoughts. If you are having negative thoughts, combat them, and that it takes practice. You're not going to be perfect. Don't judge yourself for not being perfect, but try and make the effort. All right. So the next card we have, and I'm going to read it in full, we have the Gaia card. Symbol, nature, keywords, nurture, sacred custodian, connection, healing, self-care, motherhood. Some of you all may have a mother wound. All right. Some of you all may be a mother. I was going to say this about this card earlier too, but I left it. Anyway, the story here. We are all born on the same planet, and on this living being, we all pass. Gaia has been before we were birthed into this world, and she will be long after we are gone. She is the living memory of all of the souls, civilizations, wars, languages, rituals, children, life, and death on this planet. Awakened souls have a deep connection to Gaia. We know that the way that we treat our environment and the planet reflects how we feel about ourselves. We know that it is our duty to take care of her and the living beings that share this planet with us. We are her sacred custodians, and we know that it is all connected. The depiction of the awakened soul holding and being surrounded by the elements, deeply connected as one with them, shows our connection with Gaia. The awakened meaning. If you have received the Gaia card in your reading today, you are being asked to nurture yourself in a deep way. So you're needing to take care of yourself, Gemini. A little TLC. Self-care can come in many forms, but it has to be something that truly allows you time and space to feel refreshed and recharged. You are being called to nurture the connection that you have with the sacred in your life, especially the sacred feminine. Take time to allow this space. This is the journey of the awakened soul being in alignment with the natural rhythms of life, the cycles of the seasons, the moon, and the magic and natural wonder that we are gifted with. This card is also a call to arms for the sacred earth warriors who are the protectors of the animals, children, and all living things on Gaia. You are being asked to put your spirituality into practice and to be of service to others. Every little action helps. Every act of love and kindness creates positive change. So yeah, being less about self and being more about others, Gemini. Okay. The shadow meaning of this card: disconnection, selfishness, harmful behavior, littering, wastefulness. So I sometimes can tell that like Gemini's, air signs just in general can sometimes not be the most mindful. So it's just like step away from that shadow side, okay? The affirmation with this card is I am deeply connected to healing myself and Gaia. Gaia is like a term for like the world, the planet, you know. Personal reflections. What act of self-care can I carry out today? So whenever you see this, Gemini, what act of self-care can you carry out today? All right. The next card that you all have that I'm also going to read from this booklet for is the family card. We have elephant. All right. Elephant is the symbol. Keywords: unconditional love, tribe, community, kin, ancestors. The soul story here is our awakened souls have found kinship in each other and in the beauty of the elephants that have graced them with their energy. They are bound together in the energy of motherhood, childhood, nurturing, and oneness, all belonging to love and Gaia. The elephants, also awakened souls, are not afraid of their human companions that they have come into connection with. They recognize that the energy of love is the bond that they share. The expecting mothers show loving respect for the incredible gift and responsibility that having a family brings. They also know that they have a larger family here on Gaia and they have a duty to care and protect them as much as they can. That's very wild because when it comes to these cards, y'all, Gaia has not come up in the ones that I have read so far. Gaia came out for your reading and now she's coming up in this family card. So that is confirmation for me. The awakened meaning of this card is family can be a choice that you make. Choose people who are good for you and build you up with love and support. These people will also challenge and annoy you at times, but ultimately they encourage you through their actions and words to be the best, most authentic person you can be. So for some of y'all, Gemini, this is not about your blood family. This is about chosen family and you like treating those people right, even if they annoy you or vice versa. Because those people who annoy you, they're there to love and support you. They're there to, you know, pick you up. All right. You're really being called to step away from selfishness. Just FYI, if you're struggling with that this month. You are being asked to see things, situations, and people with unconditional love. We are all family here on Gaia. We are all in this together. Love and understanding is the way to divinity and peace. Tell the people that are your family that you love them. Make time for them. Make them feel special and cherished. This card is also the card of inheritance, the good and the bad. All of the things that come from our long lineage. There may be a need to show forgiveness, to work and break harmful cycles that have been carried down through generations. If this card has come up in your reading today, you may be called to connect and work with your ancestors to find more information about your roots and the power and knowledge you may find there. The shadow meaning of this family card is selfishness, walking away from family and community, moving away from family expectations. Sometimes that's a wonderful thing, like when you move away from family expectations, because you can do your own thing and break generational curses and all of that. All right. The affirmation: I am worthy of unconditional love. So Gemini, some of you all need to tell yourself that so you can call that in. Personal reflections: how can you show more unconditional love for your family? Chosen, given, or both? All right. Family. There is something really big here, though, with the mother, Gemini. I do see that. So whether that's your legit mother, a guardian, a grandmother, there's something like with your lineage and the women in it. Letters and name, we have E, P, F, or D. So you could be connected to somebody who has the first, middle, or last initial of E, P, F, or D. If you have a question, the answer is yes. Yes. We have change here. So again, change and transformation is really, you know, calling you this month. You gonna pick up the call or no? We have light eyes. Light eyes. Also, if any of you are connected to an Aquarius placement, maybe you have a person in your lineage who is an Aquarius that you may have learned this trait from. But we have greed. You are too attached to things in an excessive way. Nothing good comes out of it. So again, I see that there's also this worry, about like material. So some of you may sometimes end up being greedy, not sharing, being a little materialistic. And this greed card came out. As far as working through your shadow work, it came out for the Aquariuses. All right. Now, the last card here, Gems, is the affirmation, which is there's always a solution of the highest good. There's always a solution of the highest good. So when you are thinking of solutions, sometimes, Gemini, it's for you to think about what's best for everyone and not just, yourself. Now, it depends, right? Sometimes you do need to think of yourself, especially if you're breaking away from an unhealthy, toxic family system. But if you're not, think about what's best and like what's the highest good. All right. Whew. Okay, Geminis, I will see y'all next time. Bye.